This is the Inquisitive Minds Podcast.
Hey, thank you for tuning in to the Inquisitive Minds Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Smith. With me today, my guest is the co-owner of Boho Spa Unconditional Healing Center in South Charleston, West Virginia. Founded Boho in April of 2017, has a BA in psychology, is a licensed esthetician, and a certified level 2 Reiki practitioner. Welcome to the program, Courtney Tackett.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I can't complain, really. I'm doing what I love, so I'm happy.
Isn't it wonderful to be able to do what you love?
Absolutely. Now, let's just jump right into it. I'm very fascinated. I don't know much about Reiki.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it is before we get into your journey of it?
Sure, absolutely. So Reiki is an ancient Japanese form of energy healing. And it can help with things like stress, anxiety, depression. It can also help with physical ailments. It can help heal physical ailments. I do know that the Mayo Clinic offers Reiki to its surgery patients both
really?
before and after surgery to aid in healing.
So it's nothing new. It started in ancient Japan. I guess we'll fast forward a little bit. What brought Reiki to your attention?
It all kind of started whenever I went to beauty school we're at maybe 5-6 years ago. I was introduced to some people that were into like natural healing, alternative methods of healing. And that's whenever I was introduced to my naturopathic doctor. I see a naturopathic doctor. She's also a Reiki master.
Okay.
And I still see her every month for energy healing, and things like that. And so I know that, how it helped me, and I really got interested in becoming a practitioner. And so, she occasionally gives classes for her patients, and I decided to take Reiki 1 back in 2017.
Well, I'm going to ask you a quick question. You mentioned she was a Reiki master. I've spoke with someone who's a level 1. You're a level 2. How many levels are there?
There's level 1, there's level 2, level 3, and then above that is master.
Okay, and these are just courses you learn to do the healing?
It is.
Okay, and about how long does one of those courses take?
We do them in an afternoon, about 3 hours.
Okay, now, I guess diving into a little bit more, how does it work?
How it works is the practitioner just channels energy to the patient, and it's through hand-to-hand contact. I actually place my hands on certain parts of the body that correspond with the chakras. If you're familiar with chakras, those are energy centers within the body. And we just channel energy.
Oh, that's fascinating. This is all fairly new to me.
Okay.
Is it any way connected with like a spiritual ideology?
It is, yeah. It kind of... the way I look at it is that it marries spiritual ideology with science, because science teaches us that everything is energy. Everything is made out of atoms that, vibrate at a particular frequency. So we are energy. I mean, the chair I'm sitting on is energy. Everything's energy. And what I can tell you is that the energy that we channel as practitioners, it's a universal life force energy. Okay. Basically is what it is.
Okay, yeah. This is very unrelated off topic, but I love your background. I love the beautiful plants back there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is that's a ponytail palm that was gifted to me whenever I opened my business. And then I've got an iris. Is that an iris? No, it's not an iris. I can't remember what that guy is. And then, of course, I've got my handy dandy little dragon incense burner right
Yeah, that looks very nice.
Thank you.
So you are the co-owner of Boho the Spa?
Uh-huh.
I looked on your website, and I have to say, I'm very impressed with the number of services that you guys offer. It's rather varied. It was refreshing to see. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that and give the website out?
Yeah, sure. Our website is www.B as in boy, S as in Sam, U, healingcenter.com. We offer, as you say, a plethora of different services. I am a licensed esthetician. And so I do facials, anything related to skincare, facials, chemical peels, things like that. And then I also do, I do foot detoxes, which are very cool. Are you familiar with foot detoxes?
No, can you elaborate on those? I've heard about them before. I remember when I was younger seeing an infomercial where you put these things on your feet and you wake up in the morning and they're black because the toxins were sucked out.
Yeah, it's the same basic principle. I've never tried those. I don't know. I would question the validity of those, but I can't say until I actually try.
If it's on 2 a.m. Advertisements, I always have to question the validity of it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So how a foot detox works is I have this cool little foot bath, and there's a little cylindrical thing called an array that you put down in the water. You put sea salt in the water. And so the minerals in the sea salt interact with the currents coming out of the array, and it stimulates your body's detoxification process through the soles of your feet. Because most people don't know this, the largest pores in our body are on the bottom of our feet. And
that seems like a flawed design.
Right? So, and what color the water is, or what you see in the water, is indicative of where you are detoxing from your body.
Oh.
For instance, yeah. So, for instance, like my naturopathic doctor, she uses it as a diagnostic tool. That was the first thing I did whenever I went to see her, was a foot detox. But for instance, let's say your water is an orange color. That's coming from your joints. So if people have issues with arthritis or, anything like that, then you could expect it to be orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there more colors than orange? What was the black or the red or blue? What would that all come from?
Black would indicate that you're detoxing from your liver. If there are small black flecks in the bottom of the bowl whenever I dump the water, that's heavy metals. So that means that you could have, some heavy metal toxicity going on. Also, on the top of the water, if there is like a white foam that has like little cheesy particles in it, then that's indicative of yeast. So you might have, a systemic yeast infection going on. Red is, I've actually never seen red in a foot detox.
You're dying. If there's red in there, it's a lost cause.
You got a blood clot. You need to go to the hospital immediately. That's what that tells us.
I had no idea there was sweat glands or pores in the feet. I was unaware of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why they say that, it's so important to get outside and get your feet on the ground, on the bare earth. Because we're talking about energy.
Yeah.
The earth has a magnetic field, has an energy field around her. So whenever you walk on the earth, it helps ground you and you just feel better.
Fair enough. Now, you explained that you're channeling energy to the maligned area. How is it administered? Is it hovering or pressure? Or?
Oh, with the Reiki?
Mm-hmm.
I just place my hands on the body and it comes through my hands.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any side effects of that?
Nope.
No?
Absolutely not. It is impossible for Reiki to do any harm. Whenever practitioners channel the energy to our clients, the body does with it whatever it needs. So, if you're stressed out, if you're having emotional issues, then that energy will help with that. If you have a bum knee, if you've had surgery on your knee, then, it'll help with that.
So as a practitioner, do you have to be in a good headspace while you administer it, or can your feelings transfer over if it's a negative day?
And not really, because the energy travels through the practitioner first.
Okay.
So whenever I'm doing Reiki, I receive that beautiful energy first, travels through me, and then travels onto my client.
Okay. Now, you mentioned there's no side effects. What are a number of the benefits you can receive from this?
Reiki is incredibly relaxing. Even for me as the practitioner, whenever I'm finished with a service, I'm completely blissed out. It's wonderful. Lots of times people do fall asleep on my table, which is wonderful. That's the best compliment that I can get as a practitioner.
One time I fell asleep while getting a tattoo on my leg. I don't know if that counts.
Hey, same kind of thing. Yeah. So it can help. It can help with stress. As I said, it can aid in healing. I did have a client that had surgery on her knee, and she came to see me about once a month during her recovery, and she said that she felt like that it helped her heal quicker.
Oh, so this is not an alternative to modern medicine. This is intertwined with it?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can use it in conjunction, with modern medicine. And that's what we do at Boho is we complement, whatever you've got going on. We were talking about services that we offer. Of course, I also do Reiki. My business partner, her name is Olivia Hairston. She is a natural health practitioner. She's a certified herbalist, certified in diet as well, I do believe. So people can come to her for, specific ailments that they're having. Let's say, for instance, somebody has IBS.
Okay.
And they're working with their doctor, but they just want to have, they want to take a little bit more natural approach with herbs, or whatever it may be.
I fully support using herbs, by the way.
Oh, so do I. Absolutely. Yes. So we offer that. We also have a massage therapist on staff. So we do, deep tissue, Swedish, prenatal massage, hot stone massage. We use essential oils in our massage. Our massage therapist's name is Chad Pelfrey, and he is wonderful.
Okay.
We also have another esthetician on staff. Her name is April Salzano, and she specializes in dermaplaning, which is a very cool service. Dermaplaning is a service where you actually take little blades, they resemble a scalpel, and you kind of scrape the skin. And it removes dead skin cells, the vellus hair that grows on our face, that peach fuzz that some people have. So it's an exfoliation treatment. Yeah, you got all kinds of that.
It's all it is, fuzz.
Yeah, it's an exfoliation treatment. It's very, very cool.
Now, with you being an esthetician and you have another one on staff, do you guys also offer the, for lack of a better term, basic services like hair cutting, dialing, styling, all that?
We do not have a cosmetologist on staff. No,
oh, okay.
We actually have a barber that is right beside of us. So we he's a barber and a cosmetologist. So we refer everybody over to our good buddy, John Blankenship at JW's Barbershop.
Oh, you guys got quite a little racket going on right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
totally.
boy. So can anybody just decide to look into and learn to practice Reiki?
They can, yeah. I would recommend if somebody's interested in learning Reiki, search or whatever, talk to your friends and find somebody locally.
Okay.
That you can actually go to and take your classes, because there's all kinds of online courses for Reiki and this and that, which is all well and good. But in my experience, you need to go to a Reiki master to learn that, because there are some things that are done that has to be person to person.
Okay. Well, this just leads me more questions. What is, I guess, would be the difference between the levels, and then what is the difference between the levels and the master?
With the levels, it's just, you just increase your knowledge as you go up. Excuse me. Yeah, as you go up in the levels, you just increase your knowledge. Let's see. Because I have to be very careful here about what I say and what I don't say, because a lot of what we learn is sacred information that can only be shared between practitioners.
If I would have known that before I came in here, I would have had all types of secret questions.
Yeah.
Well, what can you tell us, I guess, from an outsider looking in, the difference between one who is a practitioner and one who's a master? Or a level and a master?
For instance, the difference between level 1 and level 2. Level 1, you get your basic Reiki information, how to channel their energy. And then between level 1 and level 2, that's the time whenever you practice. You can't really charge people. People can give you donations, tips, whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's the time for you to practice. And then when you take your level 2, you get a little bit more information. And then that's whenever you can start charging for your services.
Okay. In my mind, I grew up on comic books and video games, and every time you mention learning how to channel the energy, I just keep thinking of a guy who moves up to master finally just to become a supervillain. Like, That's just that's just because I'm 12 on the inside, apparently.
Hey, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, and you're not wrong. You just increase your knowledge, and you hone your craft as you go. And then whenever you reach master level, basically everything that there is to know. And then you're also able to teach whenever you become a master. Okay.
I'm also an idiot when it comes to my lives and others, because since I'm a comic, I think of everything as open mics as your practice. So now in my head, I'm just envisioning a Reiki open mic. Anybody hurting? Anybody got a small ailment? Come on up real quick.
Right. That's cool.
As you've learned to practice, is there any way you can self-treat?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can do Reiki on myself. It's the same basic thing. Instead of laying my hands on somebody else, I just put them on me.
Now, is that because I'm just thinking of the theory on how it works. Is that more of a cycling of your own energy instead of a new introduction of energies?
It's not really a cycling of my own energy, because the energy that is transferred during Reiki does not come from me.
Okay. Fair enough. You've explained that. Yeah. Now, the whole time I was looking up stuff about Reiki, I saw something called attunement.
Yes, that's what it is called. Whenever you receive a Reiki attunement, that's what it's called whenever you go and, have a Reiki session.
Oh, that's just all it's called? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was something so much more. Because I couldn't figure out what it was. I guess I was reading in circles. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's easy to do that, with topics like this. So
yeah, especially ones that are foreign. I also read something that there was 5 principles of Reiki, or is there different disciplines or different forms of Reiki?
I do believe that there is. What I was taught is called Usui Reiki. Okay. And that's the gentleman that started all of it. His name is Dr. Usui. Okay. Yeah, so that is your true Reiki form, the true form of Reiki. I don't know what everybody else is taught with different forms of it or whatever. I'm not familiar with other forms.
Just so we're clear, and I don't get myself in trouble. If you practice out there, if someone listening practices another form of Reiki, I'm not saying you're a bootleg practitioner.
Right, me either, because I'm not schooled on that. I'm not. I don't know anything about that.
Now, with Reiki, it's obviously something spiritual. Do you have any history of anything dealing with healing or spiritual spiritual phenomenon?
Actually, yeah. spiritual phenomenon, I have, well, okay, let me back up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I consider myself to be an empath.
Okay. For those of us unaware out there, can you explain a little bit more about what an empath is?
Sure. Empaths tend to feel others' emotions as if they are your own. So I can, for instance, one of my coworkers came to work and had a headache the other day. And in about 15 minutes, I had a headache as well.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, this isn't mine. I'm empathing your headache. So let me back up a little bit here. So I've always been very empathetic, even as a kid. And I've been always very in tune with feelings and emotions. And as far as spiritual phenomenon goes, I mean, I tend to see ghosts, if that's what you want to call them, spirits, whatever. That's something that's, happened to me my entire life. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Yeah.
Well, we're just going to pump the brakes a little bit because this show loves that type of stuff.
All right.
Do you remember your first time you saw, we'll just say ghost for lack of a better term. Do you remember the first time you saw a ghost?
Oh, my gosh. I don't.
No? Well, do you have some memorable experiences that you can recall for us?
Yeah. So I was in high school and I was sleeping over at a friend of mine's house. And she lived in this beautiful old farmhouse. It was known locally as the old Hellstrom house because Mr. Hellstrom built the house.
And this is growing up in West Virginia? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And so I always slept on the couch downstairs. And there was a wood stove, and her cool little dog always slept in her bed, So it was wintertime, so the wood stove was going, and I was passed out asleep on the couch. And all of a sudden, I just woke up out of a dead sleep. And I heard somebody walking through the kitchen. And I thought it was my friend. So I rolled over on the couch, and standing in the doorway was a figure of a man, short haircut, dark suit, white shirt, skinny, black tie. And I was like, oh, okay, you must be Mr. Hellstrom, because he died in the house.
Oh.
So, and he stood there for I don't know, 3-4 seconds. Mm-hmm. And then he just turned around, and I heard 3 footsteps, and he was gone. And I rolled back over and went to sleep. Oh,
boy. I mean, that's nerves of steel right there, because I wouldn't be going back to sleep after that. But it seems like, from my brief understanding of the story, you passed the test of residency.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
She's all right. It's time to go.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't afraid at all, because there again, I didn't feel any, ill intent from him. So, and there was, lots of things that happened in that house. It was very active.
It was a well-known house, I take it, in the area then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know how he died?
I don't know how he died. I think it was natural causes. I don't, there wasn't any foul play or anything like that.
Nothing funky. Now, when you say you didn't feel any feelings of malice from him, has there been an experience where you did feel that?
Not from a quote-unquote ghost or, a spirit or anything like that.
Okay. Sometimes just a place is enough to give off some energy, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, Courtney, where can the people find you?
We are in South Charleston, West Virginia. We're on Jefferson Road in Jefferson Plaza. It's if you live here, it's well known. Everybody knows that area.
Okay, and do you have any websites? I'm sure you do have the website, Facebook groups, anything where people can find you to book you?
Yeah, absolutely. We have on our website which is www.bsuhealingcenter.com. We do have a book now button on our website. We also have a easy for me to say, a Facebook page, and it's Boho Spa Unconditional Healing Center. You can book from there, or you can call us at 304-205-4002.
Now, I live in PA. I'm not sure how everything's been going in West Virginia, but how has COVID affected your business?
Oh, wow. It has affected us tremendously, just like so many other small businesses. We were actually closed down for 2 weeks. Our first day open was yesterday on Small Business Saturday because I got sick. It was just an upper respiratory infection, but because of the symptoms that I was showing, they had to test me for COVID, which was negative, by the way. Thank God.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. And then we had our other esthetician. She had been exposed to someone who had COVID, but she was tested and she was negative as well. And then of course, back in March, we were shut down for 73 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In March. So, I mean, it's been tough for us. But I mean, we have a boutique, in our spa where we sell a plethora of different things. I have my own skincare line that's all natural, all plant-based that I make in-house. My partner, Olivia, she makes some wonderful body butters and wax melts and natural hair products.
Forgive my ignorance. What is a body butter?
A body butter is a combination of oils that are heated and, melted down, and you use butters in it as well, like cocoa butter, avocado butter, things like that. Add some essential oils, melt it all down, and then as it cools, you whip it and incorporate air in it. And it really is like a butter, and it's wonderful on the skin.
Oh.
Great for the skin.
Okay.
Yeah, so we carry a bunch of things like that. We also carry some metaphysical items. We have a ton of different crystals. Sage, incense, Palo Santo. We carry some clothing as well, purses, jewelry. I make jewelry, so all the jewelry is handmade by me.
Oh, that's fascinating. You seem to be quite the entrepreneur. With the crystals, can you explain to us a little bit what the crystals are said to do and how we can use them?
Sure. Each crystal has its own vibration, if you will. And they're used for different things. Like, for instance, rose quartz. That is a great stone for like self-love, love in general. And then amethyst is a healing stone.
It's my birthstone.
Oh, cool. It's a healing stone. So if you have some healing that, needs to take place within you, whether it be emotional, physical, whatever. Amethyst is a great stone for that. Citrine is one of my favorites. It is my birthstone. And citrine is the money stone. So you can take a citrine and keep it in your wallet. Or if you have a business, keep it in your cash drawer, and it will attract wealth for you. Oh,
that's interesting. And you have all these. Now, do you have the explanations with the crystals there, or are you just going to walk them through it as they're there?
We do have these handy dandy little info cards that go with them that gives their metaphysical properties and some information on the stones. Yeah, we have that.
Okay. Real quick to the fans out there, I want to let you know next week I will be guest co-hosting with Marcus D on One Candle Society. And we are going to be talking about, I believe the proper pronunciation is adrenochrome, the chemical conspiracy theory that it's coming from young children are being harvested and it's used as the fountain of youth. So look out for that episode coming up in the future, guys. I guess I'm not going to just leave you hanging there. Have you ever heard of this?
Have I ever heard of adrenochrome?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Do you have thoughts on it? No wrong answers here, by the way.
Honestly, I don't feel like I've done enough research on it to be able to have an opinion. I mean, of course, I'm familiar with the conspiracy theory, and I will just say that it is absolutely horrific, and I pray to God that that's not happening.
That's a fair answer. I will say the more I tried to find out about it, it's like the deeper I have to dig and the crazier it gets. Like I briefly heard about it before this, but until the other day, I'm just like, wow, I had no idea this was even a thing. Like, I feel like I'm living in a bubble. And I try and talk about conspiracies on this show, but what? Where did this one come from?
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Does your spa offer gift cards for the upcoming Christmas season?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You can purchase gift certificates on our website.
Okay. I also saw on there, I believe it was a nutritional section.
Yes. My business partner, Olivia, she does nutritional consults. And of course, that all rolls into, if you're having specific health issues or whatnot, then you really need to look at your nutrition, what you're eating, what type of supplements you're taking, if any.
Yeah, a lot of our health ailments can be greatly improved just from simple change in our diet and getting a little bit more active.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I want to say wrap it up here. I think that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for coming on the program. Is there anything else you'd like to promote or let the people know out there?
Well, of course, I want to thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I would just encourage people, if you're in the area, I mean, heck, if you're not in the area, reach out to us, shoot us a message on Facebook, give us a call if you have any questions, and, come see us.
Yeah, definitely, guys, check it out. It seems like a very interesting thing. I will be in Cleveland on Friday for a show at the Grindhouse, I believe it is. Check that out. Dan Brady's going to be there. All the Spare Tire comedy, from what I understand. And next month, we get a little bit more firm-footed with our guests. Sarah Hayes is our next guest, Sarah Hayes and Family. She's an actress in the entertainment industry. She's also into fitness. We have an anonymous guy coming on who was a drug addict and his struggle with addiction through his life. He's going to be discussing that. We also have Anthony Morelli coming back on later this month to talk about the pizza bomber up in Erie, PA. You guys know from our last episode with him, he's from Erie. And that's pretty much it. Check out the Teespring store. New designs. Thank you all for tuning in. Check out What in the History with me and my co-host Dan Brady. And have a good day, everyone. Peace and love.